Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Working with Guruji. I'm very happy to be at Arri Rental, and my friends here have allowed me to play with some of their wonderful equipment. Still one of the best places to get cameras and stuff if you're shooting film. So last time I showed you how to load this mag, but it was inside a tent, so you couldn't see the internals. We're going to show you the internals today on how to load a 435 film mag. So film has been donated very kindly by Jaswinder Bedi. Jazz is an amazing digital loader and second AC. So if you guys are working on a project and need a digital second or a loader, please call Jazz. He's available and extremely good at what he does. So this would be a full roll, but we're using short ends because this is what we have. You would do all this you would do in the dark, right? Please. So the first thing, well, in the dark you wouldn't be able to check this, but I want to make sure that the film is cut on a perf, as you can see, just in case it wasn't cut on a perf. Let's say the film came to you like that. It's harder sometimes to get it in the mag because it'll catch on this end but not on this end because it's not a half perf cut. Kodak, unfortunately, if you're using a fresh mag from Kodak, sometimes it would be a flat cut on the top from the factory, so it would look something like that, which is kind of hard to get in the mag. Fujifilm, for some reason, always had it cut on the perf. That was one good thing about Fuji. So you would do this in the tent. What I would do in the tent is actually I would fold the film over. It normally ends up folding on a perf. I would crisp it and then break it. And then I would have a little perf here, a little perf there. This piece I would put on the right side, so I know when I'm coming out of the tent that I have one piece that I have to account for, make sure it's not in the mag. Right? So you would have the film here. Let's say this was a full load. When you prep your mag, remember you put the two clutch drivers up, you open these two. Now if you look at the core, it has this cut, right? Now a lot of people, this has this little cut here in the core, you can see that. A lot of people would load the film with the core going, with the cut going that way. And their argument was that when you put the film in, it's really solid. The problem is though, when you do that and you start winding the film, you see there's a bump here and it starts to form a little ridge. You can quite see that bump, and when you're winding more and more, that bump starts to get more pronounced. It's not so bad if you're shooting 24 frames, but once you start shooting a higher frame rate, that bump starts to elevate the film. It gets stuck here, and then the mag gets stuck, and you're kind of in a bad spot. The way to do it is to use the thing on the inside, and I'll show you. This. Let's imagine that this is inside the can, and it's rolled around inside the magazine, and it's rolled around once. Now I'm pulling pretty hard to get it to come out, and that was just one turnaround. Now if I do, let's say it's gone around twice, which is normally what you would do in the can, and then you pull it, I am pulling as hard as I can and I cannot get it to come out, and it will not form that bump as well. So that's why you want to do that. So cut goes to the left, and you can feel it in the dark, but you want to really have done this before you put the mag in the dark room or in the tent, right? Then remember you want to hear that click. Oops, I already got it on the click. So you're going to listen for that click. That means it's seated. Lock it. That's firm there. Now we'll come back to the film. I'm going to cut it on the perf. Now, on the 435 mag, you'll see there's this little bump. This is your loop set, okay? It's on all the 435 mags, whether it's a 1,000 footer, 400 footer, or 200 footer, whether it's a 235 mag, it's a Steadicam mag, all of them have this. This is your loop set. So in the dark, you would put your film on the right. Don't want to put the film in first because then it's almost impossible, not impossible, very hard to get it to go through. So the film would go on the right. You would feed this in the dark through here. And because it's cut on the perf, it's fairly easy to feed in. But it's just a matter of putting the film on the roller on the edge there and then using your thumb to drive this wheel, and you want to drive it away from you, like towards your right. Okay, that drives the wheel in the correct direction. So this just goes in here, it rests carefully there, and you drive the wheel and it comes out. And if you get it right, you can see the wheel starting to move, which means it's found the perfs there, and it's out. Once you've got this part, you can then wind up the excess, put that on there, and then again rotate till you hear the click. Again, I luckily got it right on the click, so I'm going to turn that around, put that in, wait for the click, there, lock it, wind that up. This goes right to this. It can be right at the edge, just on top of it, or somewhere there. The way I would do it is I put my finger right on the edge of the film, and I run my finger until I feel that, and then I know the film is right under there, and I've got it on the edge. Somewhere in this region, just at or on, but you don't want to be here, and you don't want to be here or here or here. You just want to come right up to the edge of it. You feel it. You flip the film around. You see that? That's pretty cool. That's a trick I taught myself. You take the thing and you flip it. You bring it to the other side, and the same thing. You just push it through here, and with your thumb now you're just engaging the wheel. Make sure you find the perf. Comes out. Give it a little bit of a fold, and then you hold it against the edge of the thing until you find it. You find that it goes into that little slit there. Push it down. Turn it around once, twice. Hold this film and then turn that to make sure it doesn't slip out. I'll show you what I mean. If we unwind it, we go again. Let's say I haven't seated it completely properly, and I do 1 or 2 turns, and I try and pull, and it slips out, right? So you don't want that to happen, especially once you put the mag on the camera. So in it goes 2 rounds. Hold this, tighten this, make sure it's not slipping out. That's all good. Make sure the locks are down. Close the mag. You'll hear these 2 clutches go and hit the film. Basically, this is how the mag keeps track of how much film is on each side. So when you close the mag, it releases these 2, press on these 2, and it basically drops the clutch into position. Right? So this clutch locks down, lock the mag, pick it up, make sure it's actually locked, and then you would open the tent or turn the darkroom light on and pull it out. Now, there's all this fallacy about, oh, you can check the loop size by putting your fist in here, and you can check it by doing this. All of this is nonsense, right? Because my fist on a hot day is going to be a different diameter from a cold day. And what if I'm working with Gregory the Tank, whose fist looks like a hawk of ham? Like, his fist is not even going to go through there. So if you've done this part of checking to get here right, it's going to be fine. Now, if you're not using the mag right away, you would put this in here, this little holder. And when I was working, we didn't have a lot of these. This is kind of a special order, but this is called a loop protector. You would just put that on here, and you see this little dot here. There's a dot on the inside of that, and you would just cover the loop, push that in until you hear it click, and kind of protects your loop for transport, where if it's in the mag, in the case, the loop's not getting banged up. The only thing to remember is once you do give the mag to your first AC, this has only been a couple of minutes, but you can already see it's got a bit of a crink, and it's been there for like a day or 2 or 4 hours. It'll have much more of a crink. So you would pull until you get a nice fresh loop, and then you would hand it to the AC. So that's basically how you would load a 435 mag. And again, it's the same if you're doing a 235, if you're using anything in the 435, 235 range. Obviously, it's different for the LTSD mags. They didn't have a loop. That loop was set in the camera. So that's a fun little video for how to load the 435 mag. In the light, don't do it in the light, all right? Because people will not be happy, especially your DP and the producer. So that's that. If you have any questions, please comment, let me know, and we'll catch you on another fun video. Thank you.